Warning: this episode contains themes and discussions of suicidal thoughts and behaviors. If you or someone you know is experiencing suicidal thoughts or a crisis, please reach out to Lifeline on 13 11 14 or the crisis text line on 741741. This episode explores mature themes and may be distressing for some viewers. We encourage all viewers to prioritize their mental health and seek support if needed.
A Kangaroo Fern production.
Um, the, I I will have a three best pick of subject because I also went to teach in RTOs here in Melbourne. I have two RTOs that I did last time. One of them is the the basics because some of RTOs doesn't teach basics. They just focus on the theories. And if there's a chef that could explain it properly on their theoretical times, then that would be great because sometimes being a teacher and being a chef is totally different. Um, Second is the costing. People, so much people now doesn't know how to do a proper costing of their foods. That's why they end up having lost in their restaurant or in their businesses because we don't project proper sales and we don't project the proper revenue, or we don't have the proper learning on how to get the food cost or labor costs.
Kamusta ka, Chef Princess? Ikaw isang executive sous chef, ila right, sa Melbourne, I think?
Yes, sa Marvel Stadium.
Ah, that's a big stadium.
Yes, one of the biggest in Australia.
Yeah. Kamusta ang, journey mo from being a chef sa Nobu, Melbourne to becoming an executive sous chef sa Marvel Stadium? What was the most surprising part of that, say, transition?
I think from I will tell the story probably from the scratch. Everyone started at the bottom. So way back in the Philippines, I was a service crew in Jollibee, and then gradually I finished my studies, and then I become my stepping stone was working in different restaurants and hotels in the Philippines, and then gusto ko maging professor, so I took up nearly no, first year of my masteral, and then my visa came out. So when I came to Melbourne that time, I don't have any experience in Australia. So I started from the bottom again. So I became a dishwasher, to become a cook, kitchen hand, and then gradually napunta ako sa isang Japanese restaurant, and then my career started there as a Japanese chef, from Komi to become a CDP, and then I moved to Crown, to Nobu, and then go back again to being a cook, and then Komi, become CDP again, go up to the ladder again to become a sous chef, and then become a head chef, and then now I became a executive sous in Marvel Stadium. So there's there's a bit of up and down, but you still need to climb up the ladder. Um, Huwag ka mawalan ng pag-asa, so you just still need to go up and up and up and reach for your goals.
I think that's what's happening for Filipinos or moving to a different country. So you have to go back and scratch one and back to zero as well. The question is, paano mo na-develop that your passion mo for Japanese and modern Asian cuisine? May specific moment ba na na-click sa'yo na ito talaga yung pathway mo from
Yes, I think. nung mga unang stage, I don't know where I will go because I really love Jollibee. It's my favorite fast food chain. That's why I go there. And then I actually love working in the kitchen, and I also became a shift manager. So yung fast-paced moving ng Jollibee, talagang naging yun yung basis ko para mag-pursue sa food industry. And then nung dumating ako dito sa Melbourne, it gives an opportunity to learn and develop my skills in Japanese. And then when I see that cuisine, na in love talaga ako kasi the simplicity of the food itself, the technique is quite difficult and challenging, but the result of the food is quite simple, and I love that. Very clean, very sophisticated, and if you see even the sushi, they just cut the meat. They just cut the protein, the fish or the vegetable. It looks expensive, but it's not a single skills. Not everyone can cut the sashimi properly, but if you gain that skills, I think it will be a point for you.
Okay. Pag-usapan natin itong kasi nanalo ka sa Australian Barbecue Championship. Ano ang pinaka-challenging part mo?
Malayo nga siya. Pero actually, ang connection nun is in Japanese cuisine, we we have yakitori and yakimono, which is a Japanese barbecue style. They are more prominent sa charcoal cooking. So being a Filipino and also the Japanese skills, pag pinagsama mo sila, I think it's a very good combination. So when I joined barbecue, I represent Australia, of course, and the one I cooked for finals was actually the chon with the execution of precision of Japanese way. So some of the sauces are Japanese, tapos yung charcoal, yung kanin binalot sa banana leaves, and then I put in the charcoal. So yun yung nagpanalo because they're all same. Everyone who cook in barbecue, they cook steak, they cook lamb, chicken wings, like the normal Australian barbecue. But I get the initiative to take it as a other side of barbecue, which is open fire, live fire, kung tawagin. I cook Filipino style, like lechon.
Yeah, so in connection with that, so when you're creating a new flavor, ano yung process mo at may certain ritual ka ba or a way of experimenting a unique sa'yo?
Yes. So, when creating the menu, for me, the first thing I need to think is what is the protein or ano yung pinaka-produce na gagamitin. So, let's say ang dapat gamitin is meat or pork or chicken. So, we need to think of something really good combination with pork and chicken, which is garlic, soy sauce, lemon, vinegar, in terms of pork, we tend to use apple, radish. So that's the good thing. When I was in Nobu, I really studied the flavors, um, because the people who we serve in Nobu is not just a normal person. Normal guest. They are elite, or they are like in premium customer side, where if they ask you to have a wagyu, you need to create a menu straight away for wagyu in the snap of 10 minutes. So, kailangan mabilis tayo mag-isip. So, pagdating mo sa work, you need to know, you need to have some of your menu already created ahead of time sa utak mo para mabilis ka mag-isip. So, yun. Uh, para masabi ko, ang flavor profile is more on kung ano yung protein, tapos tsaka ka mag-add kung ano yung mga condiments na kailangan.
Okay. So, mabalik tayo dun sa barbecue. Bakit kaya yung, barbecue ang naging vehicle mo to compete internationally? Ano yung story behind your journey to the World Food Championship sa US?
Yeah, so um, when I competed here in Australia, I think the edge was the consistency. When I competed, I cook lechon for only 2 hours. Who could imagine that someone can cook it for 2 hours? Even the judges, competitors came into us and said, "Oh, I don't think you can cook it. Or are you sure you can cook it for 2 hours?" Of course, even me, I'm so surprised if I can cook it for 2 hours, but I take risk. And then me and my husband really um, work onto the proper heat of the charcoal, kung gaano kataas, kababa, ano yung distance between the charcoal, the heat. We actually, um, what do you call that? We actually research a lot of things kung paano siya maluluto within 2 hours. So the normal lechon is, like a circle, but actually we did it in a butterfly position. So ginawa namin siyang parang conchinillo, and then we took out all the bones, the big bones of the pork. That's the secret, because many people thinking that, oh, hindi mo siya maluluto kasi malalaki yung mga bones. But actually we already took out that. And I think that's the one of the tips na nakuha namin in competing. So, yun, lahat sila nagulat because we bring the whole pig, suckling pig, and then everyone just cook the same thing, lamb, pork, beef, and then we cook and give attack on different flavors, especially yung garlic rice natin that I wrapped into banana leaves, and then I put in the charcoal. So when the judges open the banana leaves, all the smells and aroma of the charcoal come out.
Sarap nun, Well,
Kaya yun yung panalo, 'di ba? Kinukuwento ko pa lang.
oo nga, parang gusto ko na kumain ngayon, try-try yun. Um, so you've been in the food industry for almost more than 15 years now. Ano yung sa iyo malaking pagbabago sa nakita mo sa food scene sa Australia lalo na sa fusion at Asian cuisine?
Um, when I work at Nobu, there's also a fusion between South American and Japanese. That's why I really love working at Nobu, because the palette, the taste, and the execution of food are the same. The only difference was it was in a Japanese technique, because we also have kinilaw, we have ceviche, we have like sweet and sour, we have escabeche, which is same as in South America. Um, the thing that I really love too is when we do the fusion, you put two of the main countries together, but in a way that it doesn't confuse your palate. So let's say, kasi um, marami ngayong mga chefs na gumagawa ng fusion. The only thing is it always end up with confusion. So I think the very best explanation or tips na magagawa or mapapayo ko is, this is only based to me. Based on my experience is, one technique is from, like, for example, Japanese, and then the taste will be still in the Filipino side. So the taste will still be there, but the plating and execution will be in the Japanese setup. I think that will be a great fusion in terms sa taste, kasi sometimes yung soy sauce pinalitan ng, let's say, ng barbecue sauce, it's totally different. You cannot call adobo when you put a barbecue sauce. You cannot call that adobo. But yeah, so that's the confusion that happening now in our industry.
Mm. So, kamusta naman yung balance mo between being a creative as a chef and being a systematic as a manager? Minsan ba nagiging conflict yung dalawang roles na ito sa'yo?
Yes, there's a scenario that is very, it is conflict to each other. Like for example, you have a budget and you can't use certain ingredients that is expensive. Like for example, I'm doing retail now in Marvel Stadium. I'm opening 8 branches, not branches, brands. This coming March and April. So let's say retail is a staple stadium food, which is I only need to use not expensive items, but I want to deliver a quality one. So in terms of not getting the expensive taste that I really want to have, I will source it out. I will source it out to different suppliers that they can produce it without having an extensive labor. Because sometimes when you create food, it's not only the food itself, the labor at the back end also kills you. So sourcing out to the supplier is the best way. So we get it from supplier. So may conflict, pero you need to find and you need to think it fast kung paano mo siya masosolve. Yeah, I think that's the best part of being a manager is you need to think fast and critical. Yeah.
Alright. Para palang stand-up comedy yan, eh. So you have to think fast.
Yeah, because example is when I was working at Burger, there's one VIP who came in and they will sit down. Oh, okay, um, I can pay for 500 for two people, and I want the best food. So you need to create a dish straight away worth of $500 or more para lang masatisfy sila. So you need to think fast, and you need to see your fridge kung ano meron ka sa fridge, and then you create something new for them.
Parang ginagawa ko rin yan, eh, pagka ano yung mga tira-tira gagawa ko ng pancit na hindi ko maintindihan basta tira-tira lang yan, lutuin may taste.
Yes. Yes. And then you plate it nicely. Oh, expensive na yun.
What do you think about what do you think ang kulang pa sa Australian food scene when it comes to, say, Filipino cuisine? May plano ka ba na incorporate more Filipino elements sa work mo?
Yeah, actually, since I was working in Nobu, I already incorporate a lot of Filipino taste because we are most likely in a South American taste. So, lagi ko pinapasok yung Filipino taste sa Nobu. Um, and it's really good. It is an exercise for me to put all my creativity in the plate. In terms of that, I also nearly have my own restaurant before. Unfortunately, hindi siya nag-work out through investors. But still waiting for a right and proper investor to come in again. And then maybe one day I can have my own business and restaurant again to, to express my creativity. I'm still looking forward for that. In terms of in the stadium, I cannot put my own thing yet, but when we have VIPs, let's say a Delaware box, like there is a VIP room, I tend to make my own menu, then I incorporate the Filipino taste over there. And also helping, it's not only in my job, but also helping my women friends who are in the business. I also help them to create and like recreate their menus. I help them and also give more information about cooking, how to create the menus. Yeah, so I think that's my another channel and avenue where I give my creativity in Filipino cuisine.
Yes. Well, pag-uusapan natin itong, Marvel Stadium, kamusta naman yung pressure na mag-work ka sa big venue like this nga and compare sa restaurant setting? Ano yung pinaka-exciting at ano yung pinaka-challenging part naman?
Yeah, okay. I will say the first one, which is the exciting part, is every time I need to create menus or anything, concepts or initiatives for the company, which is Marvel and Delaware, I really love because they give me the chance to let me do all the projects they give and support me. Um, in terms of the support, they give me all the people that I need. We have all of these meetings, and we go to different brands, outside brands, and we meet new people, which is very good thing because I explore and meet new people and have a new network. In terms of the workplace stress, I think every workplace has stress. Um, I think the demands, the timing, the deadlines, the change of something, change is always a stress, but you take it as a positive stress. Um, yeah, I think the demand and the timing, because every single thing has its own deadline. And apart from having a planning and then deadlines, you still have your own daily routine. So you have functions, you have preparations, you have bulk productions. So yeah, it's a time management.
Let's go to the education part. So if you are under the Science and Film Culinary Education Program, ano yung mga element na isasama mo based sa experience mo both as a chef and an educator?
Um, the, I I will have a three best pick of subject because I also went to teach in RTOs here in Melbourne. I have two RTOs that I teach last time. One of them is the the basics, because some of RTOs doesn't teach basics. They just focus on the theories. And if there's a chef that could explain it properly on their theoretical times, then that would be great, because sometimes being a teacher and being a chef is totally different. um, Second is the costing. People, so much people now doesn't know how to do a proper costing of their foods. That's why they end up having a lost in their restaurant or in their businesses, because we don't project proper sales, and we don't project the proper revenue, or we don't have the proper learning on how to get the food cost or labor costs. And third one is the experience. it, I believe that in the Philippines we have OJT, and in Australia we have workplace experience, I think. But in the Philippines, we are more technical because people tend to be on hand without pay. So they really focus on the things that they can be learned. In here, some people just do the job and they don't worry about tomorrow. I will tell you that that's a very important thing, because some people will not. Some of the student will not be. They only there for visa. But people who have passion will go straight to the work and learn everything. That's the difference between here and in the Philippines, I think. People just come and learn for visa, and then people from Philippines really learn because they need to, and that's their necessity. That's why we grow. I think that's the biggest difference.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Looking back as sa journey mo, may moment ka ba na you almost give up as sa culinary career mo? Ano yung ang nangyari at paano mo na say na overcome 'yon?
Oh my God, that's a big question. So after pandemic, um, I think everyone have a difficulties in life when pandemic strikes. So first on that day, on that time I was a sous chef and I was a head chef at Nobu, and we everyone stood down, but only few of us working, because we need to do the takeaway and to sustain the business. And then after the lockdowns, um, one of my investors came and said, I want to open the restaurant. So I give up everything. So this is a big thing to me, because I'm giving up my position versus you. But I'm a person that I also have a dream to have my own restaurant. So I went to this I went to my business partner and give up everything. And after a year, we still doing some pop-up events. And then less fortunate na hindi siya natuloy. Um, it's so sad, but I need to keep up. And I am so lucky that I have family who supported me so well. I almost killed myself because of the stress, the mental health that it was given to me. Of course, you invest a lot, your time, your effort, of course, my position, my work before, and also my money, and then only to find out at the end it doesn't work out. And then, yeah. So at the end, I still need to put myself on the ground. I still put effort to find job and to find myself. Well, until now, it's still in my head, but I still need to move forward and find the best of me, which is very grateful because now when I'm in Marvel, I do a lot of things that I really wanted to. Blessing in disguise. Yes. So I would say that to all people that encounter, like difficulties and bad experience to your journey along the way, it's not end of the world. We still need to pursue, and we are Filipinos. We are very good in having a good resilience in ourselves, and we always perceive what we want. So go lang na go.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Last question for you is, saan mo nakikita yung sarili mo for the next 5 to 10 years? May certain culinary dreams ka pa na hindi mo pa na-fulfill aside from sabi mo nga gusto mo magkaroon ng restaurant ulit?
Yeah. If in case that I will not get the restaurant or I will not have my own restaurant, I would like to be in higher executive position where maybe operations manager or executive chef in 2 to 3 years time probably. Yep. And also I need to make my own family too, so yeah. No problem. Sana naka-inspire ako sa mga listeners mo. And yeah, I'm very thankful for you inviting me to be here. And yeah, I'm more than happy to share my experiences.